Humans, delighted welcome. This is the 43rd episode of this show. Technically, I guess we call it a second season. Is it a second season? I think so. Some have contested it. Friends, on this day, you may hear some very loud fire trucks in the background. I can do nothing about that. They're not fighting a fire. They're just got a Santa Claus that they're driving around in a circle in my neighborhood. That's how we go. I'm playing Fate Grand Order. That's my thing for the last week.
Is there a winter event going on?
Listen, of course there's a winter event going on. Even better, it's a lottery event. And those only happen twice a year. And that's where you get all of your supplies for the whole year. Well, technically for the next 6 months, you do the winter event. I am so shocked you people can't hear that.
I can hear a little.
I can hear it through my headphones.
Well, it's the same thing here when my AC's on. I'm like, it's loud as shit, but Zoom doesn't pick it up for some reason.
Microphones, how the fuck do they work?
Well, when I stream on Twitch, it's just AC noise all the time, so I have no idea.
Don't ask about come on now, magnets. How do they work? That's a basic
magnets
physical
are
force.
Microphones and magnets are the same thing, basically.
I had no idea that was a thing. Can you explain to me the difference between a microphone and a speaker next?
They're basically the same, just the direction that they're going and the way they're constructed.
They're the same, just different.
Yeah, you can turn a speaker into a microphone. You can turn a microphone into a speaker.
I know.
Sometimes that just happens. Sometimes
I don't think Drumurboy heard the sarcasm with your electrical engineering shenanigans.
Next up, next week.
Did you know air is a liquid?
Air is not a liquid, but it shares physical properties as a liquid. Look, I'm sorry. I'm an electrical engineer. You always do this magnets, how do they work? And I just want to be like, no one ever asked what weak force is. No one ever asked how that shit works. I don't know how it works.
Air, compressible fluid. What the fuck?
We know how magnets work. We don't know how dark matter works. Let's ask the real questions. You know, speaking of asking real questions, let's talk to Finley Longbottom and ask, who is he?
Who is he indeed?
Tune in next week to find out.
We're not going to be here next week or the week after that.
Exactly.
That's the joke.
Tune in next year to find out.
Tune in never.
You'll have to wait.
Is Finley Longbottom backstory like the equivalent of the Star Wars Christmas special?
Please, no. Have you ever seen the Star Wars Christmas special?
You mean that it's terrible,
That's
or that they
the
like to pretend
joke.
it doesn't exist?
That's the joke, yeah.
There's Ewoks everywhere in Finley's backstory.
That's right.
Oh yeah, because I got hairy feet.
Yeah.
That's right.
Dude, how's the book going?
It's coming along. I am a little over 10,000 words into it, so I don't know, maybe 25% done.
Is that you just now? Do you have a quirk when you write? Like, do you spend more time describing food or something like that? Like where do you go?
Honestly, in doing the first draft, I just write, and whatever comes out comes out. All that other stuff about like describing food and the buttons on someone's jacket, that all comes much later. The toughest thing to do, I found, because this is not the first time I tried to do this, the toughest thing to do is just to get the damn first draft done. After that, not that it becomes easier, but really that's where most people falter when they're writing something of any amount of length. So really I just write, and some of what I've written is a coherent story and plot. Some of what I've written isn't, but may become relevant later. It's just that weird sort of creative process, you know, like when I was writing music, I never had and maybe Drumurboy can speak to this as well, but I don't know what your process is. You know, you do it professionally, so you probably have something locked down.
Happens.
Exactly. Like I would, whether it was writing lyrics or writing the music, you know, and it was never like, I have to do this part first, then this part, then this part. It's usually a bunch of disjointed shit until all of a sudden something comes together. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
It's like a noodling process until like a spark happens. Then that
Right.
That points you in a direction and be like, this is what you do next, and then from
Exactly.
there, this is what you do next.
Exactly. So I'm still, I guess, even though I've written quite a bit, you could say that I'm still sort of noodling around right now. But it's not bad. Like I haven't, unlike other times that I've done this, I haven't just gotten so discouraged and I'm like, fuck this and just throw it all away. So that's, in my eyes, is a good sign. So we'll see. I'm going to have, coming up, I'm going to have like 13 days off in a row from work. So obviously, the holidays throw some blockades in the way.
Shocking.
But, other than that, I should have a lot of time to really, rather than just like trying to do it for like an hour after I get home from work and I'm fucking exhausted, I can actually like wake up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, and kind of like get into the zone if I can. So,
or you never know, after work when you're like, your brain is in that state, kind of like that shower state where like you get in the shower and you like just.
I was about to say, that's generally how I do it. Is the entire time I'm in a shower, if I'm writing something, like I'm writing some stuff for my Friday game right now, and it's just I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I'll like take a scene and I'll just replay it in my head and just try to visualize what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the more I replay it, the more I kind of like, you do like the base. Okay, this is what I want. This is what I want to happen, and then you just start layering on the details as you go. And then I have to make sure to try and write it down, or else I forget it, and then I'm fucked.
Yeah, like I said, my goal is just to get the story out, and then I can go back and start, adding stuff, taking stuff away, rearranging scenes and things like that in order to make it even more coherent. And then once I do that, go back and do it all over again. And, I plan on probably taking a month off in between each sort of rewrite, because the last thing you want to do when you're editing something is write it and then go back and then try to edit it right then, because you're still you have to step back from it, even if you're writing a 2-page paper or a full-length novel. When you get done writing or editing, you have to step back, kind of drain it out of your brain as much as you can, and then go back to it with a fresh set of eyes. Or else you just won't be able to objectively edit your own work, which is really one of the hardest things to do besides just writing the first draft.
I was mixing a song today, so like I did my first mix, and then I vacuumed my apartment. Then I did like a refresh and go and did my dishes. Then I did a refresh and went and cooked dinner.
Exactly. So that's where I'm at now. I mean, I'm pretty stoked about it. The wife has read bits and pieces of it. I like to have her read little chunks just to make sure it doesn't sound like, some angsty teenager in high school that thinks they know how to write is writing something. And she confirms that it does not sound like that. So that's a positive.
Well, listen, if you want someone to check for angsty teenager writing, I got you covered right there. That's the only writing I know. Hey. I mean, you're on this show, so.
Oh, that's right. Shit.
Yeah, Stalvin Black is basically a 15-year-old who thinks he knows everything.
We must destroy the gods. Only then will we be free.
They don't understand us.
Yeah, well, they're whenever he's talking, there are some characters from like Warhammer that I'm like, wow, this guy sounds exactly like how I imagine those guys in my fucking head. Like 3 or 4 of them.
But yeah, I will need it at some point. Hopefully, within a year, I'll need folks to actually read it and give me honest and objective criticism. So if you're up for reading a novel written by an unpublished author, then let me know.
Look, dude, I listen to, I think, I don't even want to know how many books that I go through. I mean, audiobooks now these days, but Jesus Christ.
Some of them are really bad.
I mean, it's mostly the Warhammer ones, and some of them were
Star
from like earlier in time, where like a lot of the authors did, like, they were just kind of making stuff up as they went before they started actually making sure everything was coherent. So it's just a lot of contradicting stuff. It's like, what the fuck? It's like sometimes it would be the same writer would contradict stuff that he wrote in like the previous book in the series. I'm like, motherfucker, it's the same author. Like, it's not even like different people. It's like,
Well, and those guys, especially in the sort of the like established universe type books like that, they're just getting paid to pump shit out and get it on the shelf. You know, it's
Well, they finally stopped that, and they kind of sacked a bunch of the writers who were really bad about that, and they've got just a couple of, you know, their best ones now who are all making sure, okay, we're not contradicting the fuck out of each other. So it lines up a lot more. But yeah, for a while, a lot of the earlier books, it's like it's just painful to
There
listen
was
to some of them.
There was a time near the end of my college time. There's a site called ForgottenBooks.com, which is a whole bunch of really old shit and like unknown author, just like found books. I was reading some of those. I just looked up the website. The first page, The Lost Language of Symbolism, Aryan Sun Myths, The Master Secret, The Key to the Universe, The Book of the Dead.
Tell you what, one of the things that really inspired me, I used to write a lot when I was younger. I would go to libraries when I lived in like Memphis, for example. The public library would have like every year they'd have a sale of like, oh, here's a bin of all the sci-fi books that never get checked out or whatever. And it's like, you can get books for like 50 cents. I got so many good sci-fi books by authors that they wrote one book and then never wrote again. And it's like, they're so good. So much good inspiration from stuff because it's just stuff that's completely made up, no related universe. You know, whatever. But there's so much good stuff out there to take inspiration.
Just found a book called The Political History of the Devil.
Wow.
You have my interest.
I posted it in chat.
The Origin of Freemasonry and Knights Templar.
Yeah.
Irish witchcraft and demonology. Wow, this is
a whole
great.
bunch of just bullshit in there. It's so good.
So yeah, that's what I'm up to. That and Stardew Valley just got a huge update on the Switch, so I've also been
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
with that.
Stardew Valley. I'm back in this conversation.
Yes. Started up a new farm on the new map and ready to go.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the new map?
It's called the Four Corners map. It's supposed to be geared for multiplayer, but I'm playing it as single player because what's great is it's almost like a combination of all the other farms, but split into 4 sections. So you get a little bit of everything, which is kind of nice.
They had a monster one, didn't they?
Yeah, I can't wait to build a fish pond. Apparently fish ponds are a thing, so I can fish on my farm instead of having to walk everywhere.
There was a fish map. I remember.
Yeah, it's a river map, yeah.
Yeah, I once played Stardew and only did fishing, and I just like, yeah, river map, let's go. It was okay. You make a lot of money, but it's also very boring.
Well, yeah.
I have people trying to get me back into Conan because they just added mounts and mounted combat. I'm like,
We're also 5 votes away from Trump being impeached. FYI.
Oh boy, look. We can't talk about that tonight. We can talk about it on Discord and Real Talk. But let me tell you something. There's never been a more divisive episode on this show than anyone that talks about the T word.
Mm-hmm.
I get some shit. Okay, that's what
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
No, people love Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Their short fucking arms.
Listen.
If you're happy and you know what, clap your...
As a short-armed person, I feel great. And when I was young, my mom asked me what I wanted to eat, and I said I'm a carnivore. I want to eat meat. And she explained to me that I would die if I only ate meat. But I knew from that moment, from then on,
that you were gonna have to short arms for the rest of your life.
Well, that's true. But I also knew I would consume the flesh of dead animals, and that's
delicious.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else?
That's all I got.
Okay. All right. Drumurboy, you got some shit going on. I'll follow you on Twitter.
Yeah, I just finished a tune today for Far Verona. It's a really weird one. It's maybe the weirdest mix I've ever tried to do. Like vintage electronic synthesizers and acoustic country music.
Wow.
It's a weird one.
What is it, like country, like synthwave? Just what it sounds like.
Sort of. Like it's not like Old Town Road fucking country. But like,
That's what I was about to ask. Is it Old Town Road?
Oh
'Cause,
my
yeah.
God, I would love a synthwave country roads. Please, somebody
But,
make
like,
that
I'm
happen.
about to make some enemies, but I actually like Old Town Road. The remix.
I like-
I
It's
like Old
fine.
Town Road.
I like.
it
Okay.
just got overplayed, like most things that get really popular.
I never heard it on the radio because I don't listen to radio anymore. I just heard everyone
There's-
talking about it,
there's
and I was
some-
like, I'm gonna YouTube it. What's Old Town Road? Why is everyone going mad about Lil Nas X? All right, this wasn't
There's
bad.
a lot of really good remixes of Old Town Road, though. So
I mean, they were like, we need to get Barack Obama on the Old Town Road remix, and I was like, I'd go for that, man. Dude could do some jazz. I heard him. He jazzes.
Man. Anyway, got that done. The Nerd or Die thing is done. It might be coming out next year because like there's a whole bunch of shit happening right now. Because Mixer just Stream Elements, which is like a program like OBS, just enabled their platform for Mixer. So now every package that Nerd or Die has ever released is getting like the one-click setup for Mixer on Stream Elements. So that's taking a while. So my stuff is pushed to the side, and any new stuff is pushed to the side until
That's some real
New
shit.
Year.
More metal. I bet half of like the views or listens for that song you made are probably mine.
I don't know. That one's been doing good. It's got like 700 listens in the last month, which is
Yeah, half of them are probably me because it's made it into my because I have a thing that auto does whatever I listen to, it just puts it all. It's a Twitch add-on. It just puts everything I listen to into one big playlist. And so when I just start listening, it's just whatever, and it's crept its way up there for like some of my most played of last year. I listen to the fuck out of that because I love that song. I love music like that. So
I should make more of it. It's just like
yeah,
finding the time to make it.
yeah, I know. It's just I love it though. It's good shit.
I'm also doing a new client, which is fine. It's always interesting learning new clients and how they work and the quirks of the team and all that stuff. This one has been like a lot more sound design by committee, which I kind of hate, but
Oh yeah,
it's part of the job, you know. But that's mostly done, I think. And then just playing a lot of games. Back into Destiny. They've got their Season of Dawn new season. So
yeah.
I
Everybody's
spent
been
the
trying to
12
get me back into that.
I spent the $12.
Yeah.
It's good.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that stuff these days. Mostly because I just don't have the time. And every time that I play Destiny, it's like, yeah, man, this game is fun. But I don't feel like it's any different yet. You know, like
I've got the people to play with.
Yeah.
I've got the time. I just don't have the energy these days. Like
Yeah.
I've got so much other stuff to do, and I've got so many other games that I'm more invested in than Destiny. So it's like,
Yeah, I've got Destiny on the go. Still playing the Blackout Club. They just got their winter update today, but it's going to be out on Steam tomorrow, I think. That's been cool. It's been fun. I downloaded the updates for Warframe, but haven't got into it yet. The like ship combat stuff, because I have a whole ton of grinding to do to ever get into that, which I don't know if I'm actually going to complete. Just how it goes.
yeah, I'm so far
Destiny's
behind
been
in that
fun.
too.
Destiny's been fun. Been leveling up. The new level cap is like, if you reach like the full, they have legendary items that you can earn power levels off of,
Mhm.
light levels. So I think that's you can max out like an extra 20 light levels on top of your regular cap max. So I might try to go for that this season. And then if I have the extra money, I can buy into the new raid content and that kind of stuff. So yeah. The
does
expansions-
anyone here still play like Rainbow Six Siege at all?
Mm-mm.
I never got into it.
I like Terrorist Hunt, but I never. I mean,
So go ahead.
I was gonna say I just don't have the reflexes to play competitive anymore.
I was going to when I saw that there was a sale on Steam, and I was like, man, I see everybody playing Rainbow Six Siege. Ammunition, Caitlyn, maybe I'll give it a, for like $20, maybe I'll dip my toe in. I'll get my beak wet. And then I was like, what are these extra packs here? These are the extra characters. And I like loaded all the packs into my cart, and it was like $500 or something. And I was like, no, I'm not paying $500 for a video game.
Really, you just play most people have a couple characters that you kind of master, and then those are the ones you play.
The
I don't know
issue
who
is like
did.
the
It's like
difficulty
Warframe or anything else.
like the difficulty curve and the mastery curve on that game is immense, and I just don't have time for that.
Yeah.
But I watched all of the Expanse season 4. If you're into that stuff at all,
Yeah, I need to watch it.
You're asking tabletop RPG role players if they're into sci-fi fantasy written by George R.R. Martin's right hand,
yeah, it's good.
played by George R.R. Martin.
Can't say I've seen it.
What? You're
If
missing
you
out.
have Amazon Prime, it's all there.
Yeah, they just dumped it in one whole thing. My cat.
Why would a guy in Poland have Amazon Prime?
Everyone's got Amazon Prime
I was
now.
gonna say-
Amazon's taking over the planet, man.
Nah.
Pretty much.
I mean, we have a packing facility of Amazon here in Poland, but we have to order either from the UK or Germany. And at that point, there's no reason to have Prime. So
Yeah.
Ed. It's good though. If it ever gets available in Poland for streaming, you should check it out.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
That's it for me though.
Atomikspoon.
I have been terrible. I've been working more Space Marines, surprise to no one. Working my Iron Warriors again.
Iron
and then-
Hands or Iron Warriors?
My Iron Warriors, my Chaos Space Marines are.
Right.
Because I traded some merch that I bought at the Sabaton concert. Buddy sent me some stuff in trade. So I'm working on that, and I've more or less got some more coming in as a Christmas gift because my mother's like, "Oh, I have no idea what, like, you do online stuff and then model stuff. I have no idea. So here's some money, buy something, and we'll wrap it, and then just don't tell anybody." Whatever. So I essentially bought myself more Chaos Space Marines, which is always funny, but whatever. I had some medical procedures done. I found out my gastroparesis, which is where your stomach doesn't drain fast enough. So early last year, I had a surgery because it's like my stomach was taking 4 to 6 hours to empty, which is really bad. Well, now it's over 8 hours, which is even worse. So I have a procedure lined up in January to do some Botox stuff to try and relax like the sphincter at the end of your stomach. If that doesn't work, they're going to have to go in and just cut the fucker to try and just make it like permanently relaxed. It's the whole thing. So I'll find out about that. And my cat is making so much noise.
I haven't heard it.
He's over. There's a box of 5.56 over here. He's trying to rip open because he's an asshole. So I've just been dealing with that. Like, I think in the past week and a half, I've lost, because I have a really high metabolism, but I don't eat very much. I think I've lost almost 5 pounds in like almost 2 weeks just by not eating. So I've been dealing with that. So I'll see how that goes coming out over the next couple of weeks. But that's pretty much been me. I've just had no energy to do anything. This is the first time I've actually gotten up to do something in about 3 days. I've just been
That's
so
terrible.
tired. Oh yeah,
Hope
no,
you
it's
feel better
horrible.
soon, man. Jesus.
Well, I just don't have the energy. Like, that's the problem, is I eat so little, and then like, even if I don't absolutely feel like garbage, it's like I have like 4 to 6 hours of usable, like I can do stuff with, and then the rest of the time I'm just out. I'm just so lethargic all the time, and I fucking hate it. And it's driving me nuts.
Well, listen.
Because like my
have you
worst
tried
thing-
these essential oils?
Oh my fucking god! I've had people in my family do that. I'm just like, you say that again, I'm going to shoot you right in your
Getting
fucking
enough
face.
vitamin C?
Yeah. I love it when I get people to do that shit. They're like, oh, have you tried the?
being sick?
Yeah, I have had people like, oh, well, I think it's just a mental thing. It's like, when I stab you, it's going to be a physical thing.
Have you tried these CBD
especially-
rectal tablets?
Especially because I lived in the South, and regardless how you feel about it, like, I lived in the South where it's like, oh, if you just believe, or what, I'm just like, I'm going to fucking throttle you in about 2 seconds.
Mhm.
And, most of my family is that way, because most of my family was raised Southern Baptist. So you can imagine how they are about it. And I was like, so yeah, it's been pretty
when you get in
bad.
a car accident, they take you to a church instead of a hospital.
Wow.
I actually,
I
had
think
to
you've been
go-
watching too much American television, but that.
I actually have to go. I had to go out of my way. So when the last time my pancreas tried to kill me, I had to. They asked me, because I was still conscious. They asked me if I had a preference in hospitals to take me to, and I was like, whichever one's not Catholic, because Catholic hospitals will fuck you over with stuff. It's just like in the South, there's a ton of them. So I went to there are 4 hospitals in like the Birmingham metro area, I think, and I had to I'll go to the one that wasn't a Catholic hospital. It's pretty bad. But yeah, no, I've just been dealing with that. So this is like first time I've really been trying to do something, or have been able to do something the past couple of days, other than going to doctor's appointments and everything else. So it's such just life. So what can you do besides yell at your cat for being an asshole?
You know, speaking of people who yell at cats, Henley.
Right at a cat's face, just yell at it. It doesn't know what's going on. It doesn't matter, man. Cats are assholes.
Mine knows. He knows because he'll sit there and stare at you while he's doing it. He's like, "Oh, you don't like this? I'm just gonna keep doing it." Fucking
Have you seen those videos of people like there's the AR cat face thing and like people show their cats their phones and the cats get real fucking confused? It's great.
My cat will, if you play a video of another cat and he can hear it, he freaks out and starts looking around for it. Like he doesn't look at the phone, he looks around the room. Like he'll even do the thing where he goes around behind the phone to try and find the other cat.
So my life has mostly just been work. I'm doing a lot of weird first conversations with people because of the industry that I'm now in. It's interesting. Like yesterday, I started doing auditions for VO actresses for the games, for the porn games.
I'm gonna keep laughing for a while.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Everyone's extremely professional in their demeanor and stuff like that. And then I'm just like, I'll be like, I'm just gonna be frank here because it's kind of funny when you just be blank about it. But it's like, it's like, oh, okay, so what are your rates? Oh, cool, yeah, it's good. Do you have any example work? It's like, yeah, here's my safe for work stuff, but here's my not safe for work stuff. I keep them separated, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then they're just like, yeah, so we've recorded some basic lines for you to help you get an idea of our range. And then they're just talking about dicks, man. It's weird. Very, very strange. But, actually, it's kind of funny because one of the actresses, I won't say it on air because she doesn't want me to, but one of the actresses is from a very popular Western anime, which I think, Arthur, you've probably likely seen quite a lot of, potentially.
What I really like about that is how there's so many people that could fit that. That is not narrowed down the categories, but please go ahead.
Yeah,
but I won't.
Misty from Pokemon fell on some got some new interests.
Did you listen? I liked Misty from Pokemon as a kid, but I found out that like 100% of women fucking hated Misty. Like, people just hate Misty, especially women, and I don't understand why, but everyone I talk to is like, man, Misty, what a bitch. I fucking hated that girl. What a piece of shit.
Why?
I'm pretty sure my ex is the same way.
I don't get it.
My ex used to watch Pokemon and didn't like Misty. I've never seen the show, so I don't know why, but I'm like, sure.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
What else you got?
Yeah,
Henley?
So working on animation stuff, working on all this stuff. We finally got all our funding for the games, so we're actually in production now officially, and I've put together the content schedule for 3 games out of the 4. So I'm quite busy these days when it comes to that sort of stuff. What else?
Have you done all the basics you need for your job now? Dark sunglasses, soul patch, loose black silk shirt, hair grease.
Gold chain.
Oh yeah, gold chain.
So that's the difference between me and like that guy you described is the person that makes the games themselves for fun. And then there's me who's just like, all right, how do I turn a profit in this smut industry? And the answer is
easily
production times.
Yeah, I was gonna say easily. Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of the people so making video games, you work with very enthusiastic and very eager people, right? Like the video game industry, by and large, is very, very much like a talent-driven industry. So if people love what they do, they'll do it for cheap, or they'll set their prices to be like fucking enormously large. Like the gap in there is pretty wide, but the same thing always applies, that they're very much in love with what they do. So in a lot of cases, the enthusiast side of things, which is people who make games when they come home, kind of like how Spooty's writing a book when he comes home from work. Those people can be a little intense. It's the people like me, which are just like, yeah, so we've got to reach our deadlines and release these games by this time, and we've got to work within this budget. Those sorts of people, they're in the minority in a lot of cases, at least within like the smaller spaces that I operate in. So when I start talking about like, for example, it's like, oh yeah, we're going through age rating and all that sort of stuff. Most of the people that I talk to in the industry, they don't even comprehend having to put an age rating on their game. So like one of the major discussions that's happening right now in the developer circle that I'm in is basically like, so Patreon and any sort of like payment gateway goes through, has to get the okay from credit card people like MasterCard and Visa and all that sort of stuff about the content that they allow on their website. So a lot of people on Patreon are having their games completely stripped from the website because this is a good one. There was a guy who had hypnosis in his game, in his porn game, right? The idea that you can hypnotize people slowly over time. And, it doesn't sound that harmful up front, but to a credit card company, that is a humongous no-no because that's basically like non-consent sexual relations.
That's grooming,
which is
basically.
Yeah. So a lot of these sorts of games that have like that go for these extreme fetishes can make a shitload of money from the people that want them. But at the same time, there is literally nowhere on the internet that will allow for that sort of content to be sold. I mean, there's like a handful of places, but compare those handful of places to the coverage that Patreon has, and it's almost non-existent. So there's some really interesting conversations happening right now, but that sort of stuff will never affect anyone who's actually in it for like as a business orientated thing, because we would never make a game that would include that type of content in the first place because we wouldn't be able to sell it anywhere. So there's like a huge fucking divide there. Anyway, that's just me. That's
Dave, now's the perfect time to announce our joint business venture. Guys.
Oh, dude.
Okay.
You ruined it for me, Dave.
Dude.
I was hoping you would back me on this play, but I'm going to keep going straight ahead. As Dave mentioned, people are thirsty for that smutty, weird shit on the internet. I came to Dave when he told me about this earlier with a new business proposition. That's why we will be opening a kink-positive version of Steam called Moist. That's it. I'm fucking done.
Oh my god.
That's the whole joke.
I thought you were going with something like Pornhub Prime or something.
Pornhub Prime.
Actually, Arthur, if you should have talked to me a couple of years ago, because when I was running Drumurboy, before we sold it to Second Life, I wanted to have a smart version of Drumurboy. But again, the biggest issue I ran into was getting payment providers to be okay with that stuff.
That's why we only accept Bitcoin here at Moist Industries.
It's actually I was listening to some people because I have a friend who does art for a game, whatever, and they were actually talking about how it's actually kind of funny how these days one of the safest places to start releasing games like that is going to be Steam, because they've relaxed that policy so much, because like places won't really fuck with Steam because Steam is big enough to whatever, and Steam has finally realized, hey, sex sells, and the people that complain about this shit don't buy stuff anyway, so just ignore them and let the porn games happen, and we'll make tons of money off of it. And then it's
don't worry, Steam already has a fuck ton of shitty porn games.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But you have to opt into that stuff, which is very interesting from a customer dichotomy, because not only do you never see people who don't want your game, which is like a fucking godsend. But the people who do activate that adult content filter, they're more likely to purchase your game than anyone else on the face of the planet.
I'm going to tell you,
So-
I have been targeted by Steam to buy a very specific game. It keeps popping up all the time, and I don't know
Breeders
why.
of Nephilim. Yeah?
What? No.
No, okay.
What the
Don't
hell
worry.
is that? Breeders of Nephilim?
Don't look it up.
Okay, I'm definitely not going to. Now you
Looking
told-
it up right now.
Okay. It's called VR Kanojo, which Kanojo is Japanese for girlfriend, loosely. And you just hang out with a high school girl in your VR headset in her bedroom.
Oh, is that the one with the fan? Where you can be the fan?
I don't know.
And she stands in front of the fan?
I don't know.
And it goes up a skirt. Okay. I think I
Sorry,
know the one
Dave. You
you're
know more about this than I do, I guess.
You know,
talking
Dave,
about. Yeah,
They just really
Literally
want. I
his
guess
job.
because I have a VR headset and it's a top-selling VR game, they're like, "We saw that you like anime games. Have you considered this game?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Well, we saw you like VR games. Have you considered this game?" And then I'm like, "No." You know, a friend likes this particular game, and I'm like, "What the fuck? Stop!
VR.
It's the same game. Stop offering it to me."
VR plus anime equals degenerate.
My favorite thing-
listen, you don't even have to put VR in there. Anime is degenerate.
My favorite thing is when I have had to buy a couple of adult games on Steam just to see why they're getting so many votes and stuff like that. And my absolute favorite thing, when you purchase a game, right, and you play it, there'll be people on your friends list will be like, "Oh yeah, I've been looking at that game. How is it?" Or like, you know, you check the people who own the game on your friends list, and it's like a majority of them, and you're just like, these fucking sluts.
I'll tell you, when I went through a list of like not VR dating games, but just like dating games, I was shocked by who on my friends list already owned them. Yeah, I agree with Dave there. Like I was like, I know a little bit more about all of you now, all 13 of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
here's the difference is when I think about stuff like that, I'm like, no, I know all the people in my Discord. I have a curated, like, Discord's just full of degenerates and everything. It's like, this is as expected.
There was a period of time after I bought a Humble Bundle where I got, what is it, Agarus Generation of War or whatever.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
keeps
think I've
showing
had a-
up on mine. They really
I
wanted to
got-
buy that game.
I got some weird ass games recommended to me after that one.
Yeah, well, I've
agree.
had that happen. I've had that happen before too, because you buy a bundle for like, say, oh, there's 5 things in it, and then 2 weeks later they add like 10 more games that no one really gives a fuck about, but then it completely fucks over because it still gets added to your library or whatever. It might fuck with the whole thing. So yeah.
Yeah, when you buy games in bulk, it turns out that it ruins any sort of machine learning that you might have had
Yeah,
going on before.
excuse the results.
Henley, just sidestep all the financial institution and make your own cryptocurrency, Moist Coin. Good to go.
Look, man, okay, let me tell you something about fucking cryptocurrency, okay? Like, I used to work at a company. It wasn't a good company, let's just say that much. Everyone who I thought was a terrible human being, stepped into cryptocurrency. My former boss at the current company that we outed because he was like a piece of garbage or whatever, he was like, "All right, Dave, I need you to take all of your experience and help us fund our own current cryptocurrency in the game that we can sell to people." And I'm like, "Fuck no, dude. Absolutely not. That is like the slimiest fucking shit ever." Though tons of people here in Poland make it so much money just living off cryptocurrency. In my opinion, cryptos are a huge fucking scam. Like, it's literally like,
Oh no, Dave.
what if I sold you this piece of air?
That
It's
all
worth this much.
economic policy is a scam. Our
Yeah,
money
it's
is
pretty much-
meaningless
it's
without
all
our
based-
belief in the money.
Yeah, let's say, yeah, pretty much.
Once you detach the US dollar from gold, its value is only what we believe it to be as an aggregate of human society.
I bought $20 of Bitcoin on Thanksgiving, and it's worth $17 now. So I'm
Hey,
feeling
man,
pretty good.
listen, like 7 or 8 years ago, the
Yeah.
price is at like 10 times whatever it started at.
I
right?
have
It was
a
incredible.
buddy. I have a buddy out of San Diego that he got in on. I don't even think it was Bitcoin. It might have been Litecoin back when it first started up, and he bought into it for whatever, and then he ended up selling it for like he spent maybe $1,000, and he got like 180 grand out of it. Like, fucking Christ, man.
That's
mean, look,
that's like 50 Cent selling his album for 1 Bitcoin back in the day, and then he forgot about it after he got bankrupt, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I have like fucking couple $1 million now."
There are a lot of
Bitcoin.
people that bought Bitcoin and stuff back when it was extremely cheap, and then years like when it got up to like what I think its highest, it got over what $8,000 or something.
yeah.
North of that, and then like they sell it, then it's like, and people just making tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars off
look,
of it. It was insane.
it's unethical. Bitcoin is being used to fund really fucking fucked up shit.
I mean, so is the US dollar. It's no worse.
I mean, but at least the US dollar has a governing body looking over it, right?
I mean,
You're going, we literally have an entire department whose only job is to recover money from the hands of people who use it wrongly.
I mean, it's getting spent on the same stuff that other stuff. I mean,
but the US dollar can be tracked. That's the difference.
I mean, so can, if you know all the stuff about, there's a bunch of guys who got busted because they can, what was it? There is a way to backtrace a lot of the transaction stuff with the Bitcoin stuff, because there've been plenty of places that have been busted with it. I mean, the FBI has recovered a bunch of stuff.
I bought like $30 worth of Bitcoin when it was like $8,000 per coin. I tried to sell it when it was like $15,000 per coin. They don't let you sell it if you're Canadian.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, no, there's I'd have to try and find it, because this is like months and years ago, but you'll hear about stories of, there's a reason why a lot of people abandon Bitcoin is there are ways to backtrace stuff to that's because it's not as untraceable as people like to believe.
I can't even get my fucking $6 back. So that's what it's worth now, I think. I haven't looked.
I had mined a bunch of Litecoin back when that was like, you could still do it with GPUs, and I made a couple $100
You're
off
a bad
of
person. You fucked the market on GPUs up so badly.
No, this was long before like that. This was back when like I had a 5990, or 5970. So this was like GTX 400 days. This was like early, like way before everybody was doing like, oh, let's take 10 GPUs in a PC. This was years before that. Back before you could start doing it with like ASICs and everything else. Back before they started building dedicated machines to do it. But yeah, I think I spent probably maybe 20 like anywhere 20 to $30 in electricity, but I made a couple $100 off of it. So I mean, whatever.
All right, we got anything else we need to discuss? Okay, that's good. We'll skip over Star Wars then. We'll wait until Star Wars is actually out to.
I have no opinion on Star Wars.
Well, I mean,
shit's fucked. Continue.
Yeah.
Just go watch The Mandalorian and be happy. Like, that's pretty much all you need to do.
Is that over yet? Because I'm
no, it's the 7th episode just dropped, and then it's going to 8.
No, the 6th episode just dropped, didn't it?
No, 6 was last week. It's 7.
Because I'm not signing up for Disney Plus until all the Mandalorian is out.
So it'd be after next week. I heard a really good, somebody posited a really good thing of, it's not that the Mandalorian is that good, it's just that because everything else Star Wars related has been so shit for so long that it's just like, it's
no, I heard that
okay.
The Mandalorian's good.
No, I mean, it's good, but it's not as exceptional as some people are making it out to be. It's just that compared to everything else it's been, or most of the other stuff, Star Wars stuff that's been released, it's just exceptional compared to that. Like, the bar is so low that it makes it look better than it actually is. It's a good show, but it's not like,
is very cute.
It's not, mind-blowingly amazing. It's just, comparatively, it's so good.
Right.
To be fair, though, no piece of media in the last 10 or 15 years has blown me away by like being incredible.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Mandalorian is a good show. It's just that when you compare it to some of the other Star Wars stuff we've had ever since, especially since the Disney acquisition, it's just
I just mean
incredible compared to. But
like,
yeah,
in general, like if you're looking for fucking top tier media and you're
The Boys.
I haven't even watched it, man.
yeah, the
Go
Boys
watch
is
The
good.
Boys.
Swan Song.
I like how fucked up it is. It's my kind of show. But no, The Expanse is probably the best. My vote. The Expanse and Vikings are my 2 favorite shows of the past decade.
Look, I've rewritten the skip timer button for the audience because we're here now. almost 2 minutes later.
All right. Let's
I shouldn't have said
fucking
the
get to
word
D&D.
Star Wars. Previously on this show, we defeated a clay golem at great risk and chased off the legendary creature, the Balhanoth. We got to see Bear Finley with his bear butt, Finley Barebottom.
That's right.
We got into some wizard
Oh
fights.
yeah.
We made an agreement for a regime change with the necromancer apprentice Woe-Ease. We created a deal with Crix the Strong, War Priest of Guzenkas, emissary of the clans of the Flow. He revealed their secret knowledge of a crystal in the center of their most holy grove, where the high priests of all of the local religions hang out. You slayed the champion of Hay Gregorian by the name of Steesdabble at great cost to yourselves. And you found an unknown assailant had left a symbol of death behind that uncast Gygax back into void and killed Riverin. That was the end of the last episode. Can I assume that you are all taking a long rest and thus fully recover hit dice, HP?
Sure, I think
Yes,
so.
please.
You resummon Gygax?
Yes, I bring. I'll do it before I rest though.
Very well. Doesn't matter to me. You know, I forgot to mention that for the last few weeks, I've been conducting an experiment on Twitter where if I just tweet something really fucking anime that's super obscure and has no purpose, I get way more likes and retweets than if I say literally anything else. So, probably just
Twitter's
gonna...
Social media
Yeah.
is a shit show.
Twitter's not a place for like promotion or like, hey, we're doing this thing. It's more like cat video, anime titties.
Anime titties. Yeah. Look, we were talking about anime titties all last night. Friends, what's your plan going forward?
So Riverin's dead, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And not like
I think
mostly dead. She's fully encompassed in the path of deadness.
That
Like,
she's
multiple times her hit points and
Yes,
damage.
she took massive damage and died instantly.
okay. And I've got my I've got my new booty wiggle, don't I?
I
Okay.
don't know what a booty wiggle is, but I can't wait to find out.
His flaw thing.
Yes,
New
that's
flaw.
true. You unlock the power of your demigod
yeah.
status.
AP,
Yes.
are my flaws still the same as when I was a ranger?
No. Your
No, we
new
got-
flaw
we
is the
got
one that's
everybody-
listed for your
Okay,
thing.
just the one.
You have
now.
just one flaw now.
Okay.
That's why it's so much worse than the normal ones.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm back to disgruntled office worker Kelly, who just wants to drink and be left alone. So I think we should head downstairs, right? That was the point.
Yeah, we were gonna clear out the rest of this place.
And if I remember correctly, that bomb that evaporated poor Riverin also evaporated the noise ringers, right?
And the ropes.
Yeah, in the roof.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
So I
Okay.
guess we should head down then, yeah?
So-
Unless anyone has anything that they want to do.
According to your passive perceptions, when you reach the stairwell, Agrim,
I think it'll be worthwhile pointing out after tripping this bomb, we would probably be a little bit more careful, right?
sure, and you can certainly make a roll in a moment. However, just walking into the room sets off Agrim's spider senses. Agrim,
All right.
you glance up the 4 spiraling staircase that lead up and down when you hear a noise that sounds a little bit like a sigh, and you see obscured. So it's like he's on a half turn of the staircase facing away from you. But you see a backpack, like a full backpack. I'm not talking like school backpack. I'm talking like backpack. I'm talking Death Stranding backpack.
Yeah. I got you.
It's got extra stuff on the top. It's got stuff coming off the sides. There's all sorts of pouches and packs coming off this guy. He's more than a little obese. And you see him sitting down on the stairs and going, ugh. He does not seem to have noticed you, and none of the rest of your party have noticed him.
What race is he, or can I tell? He's a goblin.
I mean,
or-
he's facing away from you, and he's high up, He appears to be medium sized, so probably not a goblin. Could be a hobgoblin, could be a human.
Who's immediately behind me? I assume it's probably
well, let's play some tokens here and find out. Tell me more.
Right. So I'm
Well,
I guess I would be in front.
yeah.
So between my passive perception and my danger sense is what I'm going off of here, right?
Sure. And let me ask real quick, what are we doing with Riverin?
She's
I think
kinda
she's staying on the
She's
thing,
got the
right?
mask chalk on her, and she's on one of those slabs that are in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're leaving her in the hospital.
Yeah.
Very well.
I mean, Gygax can, Sam Bridges Porter's her.
Yeah, you could strap her to Gygax if you wanted to have her mobily travel.
We could like wrap her up in a cloth,
I
and
was
all
gonna
that
have
stuff.
her like hidden on one of the. You said there was like this was like a medical ward.
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, and it has a thing for runners. There's no runners in it, but if you had them, you could put them up there and then hang a thing from it.
But she like I would just like have her under her own robe
Okay,
on one
Sure.
of these things.
understood.
Right.
We'll give her a.
I'll say
proper-
this for the next level. I realized that on all my Roll20 maps lately, people have had confusion as to where furniture is, so I took the time and I went ahead and just set furniture up. So now the hospital beds
Oh.
will no longer be imaginary on the next level. They'll be real beds.
I sit in a
Oh,
chair.
You type /sit.
What is this, Police Quest? God damn. I could never get out of the shower in Police Quest. Let me
Yeah.
just
I
say.
have no idea what you're talking about, but if you're having trouble getting out of the shower, I think you have some very serious
No.
concerns.
It was a game where basically you have to type whatever the policeman does.
Yeah.
So like open door. But as a baby Dave, I couldn't comprehend what I needed to write correctly in order to get him to do the thing that I
Oh,
wanted.
like a resort type of thing.
I remember seeing
Yeah.
a playthrough of that, and you had to drive around using text commands.
God, man, I'm having a bunch of like mud flashbacks now.
Meanwhile, back in the real world, Agram, you've
All
got
right.
some backup. What do you want to do here?
All right, so as soon as I see this guy, I'm gonna give like a thing. I'm gonna get everybody to stop, and I'm gonna just point. I get Kelly or whatever, and I'm just gonna do like try and indicate that I see something up ahead. Maybe whisper, there's a man up there.
Okay.
While you guys are talking, you're all looking now. He reaches down to his flask and takes it off his belt. You can't see him drinking it, but you see his elbow go up.
For some reason, I'm just imagining him being the Onion Knight from Dark Souls now. Like,
I don't know who that is, but I'm gonna Google it now.
The Onion Knight mixed with the mask salesman from Majora's Mask.
yeah.
Wow,
Hello!
wow.
But
Well,
all
that's
right,
a unique armor.
Yeah, Onion Knight, yeah.
Do we want to try and engage this guy, or do we want to? And by engage, I mean talk to him, not necessarily.
Sure, yeah, we can talk to him.
All right. I guess we can yell at him. I don't know. I mean, how else would we do it? Sure. You there with the pack?
So he suddenly stands up and he whips a knife from down his sleeve, and he starts looking around. Now that he turns and starts coming down the staircase, he's using the staircase to like hide from you, but clearly you've already seen him.
Yeah.
But he's trying to get sight on you. You can see he's definitely a human. And he says, Oh, you're not human. Okay. Welcome, friends. Are you in need of wares, goods, services? You speak common.
Yes. And
Good,
yes.
good, excellent. Yes.
What are you doing here?
I am a merchant. I sell things.
This is not a place for merchants to be.
I have to agree.
I would
with
strongly disagree. I visit on a regular basis.
I mean, how
We've
many
been
people are
exploring
here?
on what-
Us?
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a lot of you talking.
Go to Spritty.
There's not many more people besides us. It's pretty much
Yes,
us and bandits.
yes. I've
You say
actually never
bad-
been down this far. I did see a trail of bodies coming down here. Yeah.
No, baddies. Bad guys.
No, body. BODIES. Yes, I saw a trail of bodies coming down here.
BAD space GUYS.
I don't ascribe motives to my customers. I deliver to them what they need. However, they were not waiting at the entrance as normal. I decided to explore until I ran into that shaman woman.
I think I know who you mean. Did she ask about me?
No, but she did buy my spell components, so, you know.
What do you have for sale?
Well, I've got some bacon and some salt, some sugar.
What does our stocks look like in terms of that? Because we've been here for a couple of.
Your cart is upstairs and outside. I assume you have rations on you.
Yeah.
Good question. You will have to have marked one off for your long rest.
I'm gonna buy his fresh food and meat that he'll have.
Very well. So he doesn't have a lot of fresh vegetables, right? But he does have some fresh meat and.
Like, does he have like carrots and shit like that? No. You know,
No.
nothing. Yeah.
He's got fresh beef.
Okay, like a carcass or like what? Like
Ground meat, like less than a day.
ground meat. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'll buy some of that for him, because there's one thing that I know that we can do to lift a little bit of spirit in people after Reverend died is make a good meal. So
yeah, so I mean, he haggles with you for a little while and says, well, if you're looking for bacon, beef, I've got it. Also got a bottle if you like to imbibe, if you're such a person, an individual.
Go on.
I look back at Agrim and I'm just like, yeah, sure.
And then he looks to Finley and Daka and says, you appear to be men of magic to my eyes. I have some spell components to help replenish any that you might have lost, should you need to use that kind of thing. Back guano, that kind of thing.
Does he sell any potions, maybe?
Oh, he says potions. No, I don't have that kind of money.
Okay.
Do I still know how to make potions?
Yes.
Can I do an Arcana check on this guy?
All spellcasters know how to. What are you looking for?
I'm looking to see if he's magical himself. Like, I'm trying to figure out.
Absolutely. Yes. Please make an Arcana check.
He is.
Yeah. Nothing about this guy screams as magical except for his spell component pouch, which, again, may be all you need to know about his level of magic, right? If he could cast magic, this pouch is all he needs to be able to do it. Right. But he's not wearing robes. He doesn't have any sacrificial dagger type things. He doesn't have any crystals or glowing orbs or.
It's kind of hard to do that just because, like, for example, you could be a warlock and still wear, if you're a hexblade, you could have a sword and wearing medium armor.
Yes.
It's like,
from what you can see, nothing about him screams magic. No spell book, nothing like that. But he has a spell component pouch, which he's showing you right now.
Yeah, it's just very strange. I still don't buy his reasoning for being here.
I'd get the components that I would need to make a couple of health potions.
Okay, so to make health potions, you will need a laboratory, an herbalism kit, and you'll need time.
Well, considering where we are, we could always go and check back the upper levels where all the crafting shit was. There might be like an area that you can do something like that in.
Absolutely. You definitely have passed such a place.
Okay. If there's any smithing we need to do too, I could always repair something, I guess. Try to.
Yeah, I don't have
what else
does anymore.
What else does he have as far as I don't know, trade goods maybe?
Very little. I mean, he has, let's see, under trade goods. I don't think he has any. No, he just has like food and spell components.
Okay.
Actually, I don't even have an herbalism kit anymore. So
I'll tell you what he has in the backpack that you see him going through. Is that kind of shitty junk metal that a lot of the goblin weapons are made out of.
Like just okay, just
Yeah, like a blacksmith's leftover, like they're
like pig iron, just like
yeah,
garbage.
exactly. Like someone was like, I can't possibly use this, right? Like if
or just like they took ore, you melt it. They didn't like it's not pure. It's not been it's just. I'm thinking like Lord of the Rings orc weapons, where it's just shitty.
Yes.
We need to make a bunch of these. Not this is a fine weapon. Yeah, I get you.
So the spell components would be like a copper piece, and so he turns to Kelly after handing over a bottle of wine and some bacon and 1 pound of ground beef, and says, "Coin and a half. One gold, 5 silvers."
We got that.
Isn't that a bit much for food?
When you say that, he says, "Right, you are. It is rather expensive, and he looks around. I don't think you're going to find anyone else who makes regular trips down here.
I think
I won't be back for a month, so
we've got over 300 with 357 gold. I mean, it's whatever. It doesn't. It's it's fine."
He says, "So I'd appreciate if you didn't kill all of my customers."
There's so many customers in the world. Why risk your hide to come to this place?
How much was it again, AP?
1 gold, 5 silvers.
1 gold. All right, I'm updating the.
Okay, you've updated it. Cool.
Yeah, I
was about to. Yeah.
Well, there's only so many places you can go, and I'm not a man with a cart. Well, you aren't here to hear my life story, are you?
It's just strange, that's all.
Oh, I won't deny that my being here might be slightly unusual, but it is a long story as to how I started trading here, but I assure you it's perfectly legitimate.
Why did you pause on that?
I may not have a trading license in the kingdom, but we are not in the kingdom here.
Look, we're not authorities.
No, I agree. You obviously work for Solvin Black.
You what?
Yeah. I mean, listen, you don't need to hide it from me. I mean, look at you.
I'm just going to give him a just dead stare.
So you don't work for Solvin Black.
We've
What
bought
gave
your
it away?
merchants.
Okay.
Perhaps it's time you moved on.
Yeah, perhaps. So he begins rebuckling his backpack on, and you can hear him go, "Ugh, ah," as he climbs back up the stairs.
I'll watch him as he goes, but I mean, we've got.
It's very sad to watch, the man struggle up the stairs.
Don't carry
when he reaches the 3rd level up, sorry, I think you guys are on the 3rd level now. When he reaches the 2nd level, he stops and has a conversation with the goblin druid. They appear to be haggling.
Is that the one we teamed up with, or we're
temporarily?
Yeah,
yes.
temporarily? Okay.
Spootnik's girlfriend.
Future wife. So I think we should just head downstairs, yeah?
Yeah, I concur with you.
Perception on autocast, Arthur Perkins.
That's not how perception works. That is how passive perception works, sir.
I mean, I definitely.
Maybe you should go first then, because you got that danger sense shit, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and then I've got a passive of 15, and then danger sense. So let's start heading down.
All right, let me just gather you guys up. You can reset yourselves when you get down a level.
Yep.
Nope, everybody's moving around.
Roger that, big mama. Let's do it.
Yep, that didn't work because you guys moved.
I keep trying to do like off camera. I keep trying to come up with a voice for New Agram, and it's like it just keeps delving into fucking Calrac because it's so like it's like I want to do a deeper voice, but it just transitions like fuck. So yeah.
Okay, here you go.
Hmm.
So this time the staircase does not delve 15, 20 feet to the next level. You continue to spiral for easily 200 feet or more. The air grows at first stale and then truly rank with the smell of disuse, refuse, the taint of chemicals, and the tang of rotting flesh.
It's the ladder scene from Metal Gear Solid 3.
Ba, 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 ba. I really
Oh,
like that
God.
song, but that scene pissed me off really badly.
Cicada. No.
Did you guys see the ladder glitch in Outer Worlds?
No. I finally beat Outer Worlds though, and I felt great doing it.
Just the ladder.
I don't know. Ending. Oh, wait. How did you shoot yourself into the sun like I did?
No.
No, I didn't do that.
I think that's only available to stupid characters.
Yeah, stupid characters can shoot themselves into the sun, and then the credits roll, and I was like, "That's
No.
Yes.
The end of the game allowed, if you were stealthy and diplomatic, you could sneak through the whole level, and I felt great doing it.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I went in guns blazing. Surprise to no one.
Apparently,
the only difficult fight in the entire game was that last boss. He was a fucking absolute cunt.
What, you mean,
I
the
mean-
robot?
Yeah,
I shut him down. I never even fought him.
yeah.
I blitzed that guy. Like, I didn't even realize he was like a big deal. I just melted through him. I'm like, wait, that was what?
That guy wasn't the difficult part. It was just all the shit that he spawned.
Well, yeah, but I mean, because I went like guns blazing, heavy armor, all defense. You know what? Like, it's just I was whatever. But I was like,
I was
oh,
also playing on the absolute hardest difficulty you could. So, yeah.
the ladder
Anyway.
story. The patch fixed a bug where your companion would just like randomly die. But the guy, there was like a 9 or 10 tweet thread of the guy that fixed the bug. He said, if you enter a conversation when your companion is climbing a ladder, they can't get off the ladder, so they just keep climbing. When you're done the conversation, they fall to their deaths.
All right.
was it.
So,
Ladders.
Agram, as you reach the bottom, you
Yep.
see 2 large brass doors that have been weathered with age. They are on inward-facing hinges, so you can't see the hinges, but they are 2 dwarves. Each side is a dwarf putting their hand towards the other, and so when the doors are shut, the 2 dwarves are like high-fiving. Above the door, in Dwarven
Nice.
runes, there's a strike through the Dwarven runes to indicate it's no longer true. What previously it wrote was kitchen and dining room, and above it on a orichalcum plate is a new set of runes that reads chapels.
All right. Is this the only set of doors we see on this level?
That is correct.
Okay. Yeah, I'll translate for everybody. I guess we'll try and open the doors. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we don't
They
really have a...
slide open fairly well. The hinges must be well oiled because they noiselessly reveal a second set of doors quite similar to the first.
Okay.
Except now the 2 dwarves are kissing instead of high-fiving.
Nope,
so-
it's still high-fiving. Don't make it weird.
Okay.
Don't make it weird.
Arthur, you told us the story of us eating each other on the walls, so you know.
That was the Balhanoth trying to prey on your fears.
I know my fear is being devoured by my companions.
Look, we've already had the Vor episode. Okay, you don't have to.
Did we?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
the
the
fucking
lizards in the desert.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, that was a good fight.
You
That was a good fun.
I mean, listen, I felt afterwards. I felt like I'd done great setting it up.
I mean, that was
it was
the
only
episode
good
we made
because your
Yeet
rolls
Cannon.
were terrible and made everything really hectic. But
That was the episode we made Yeet Cannon, so it's fine.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll, I'm
Open the door again.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my weapon out and then I'll try and open this door again. Or
Okay.
push past.
Where's everybody at when that door opens?
I'll stand. If you want to stand there and open the door, I'll stand next to you.
Yeah.
Make
As
the
you do,
wall
You're
look
Agram,
flesh.
Agram says, "Don't stand so close to me."
No.
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 All right. Is that where everybody is then? Gygax in the back. Daka, Henley.
Kelly you still have your circle of protection thing. Is that what
He
that,
always has that.
That's
That's
a
always
fedora.
us.
Yeah, that's a permanent paladin.
that is where I am.
I conveniently stay within a yellow circle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like
Okay.
everybody to make perception checks, since you said you're actively pinging right now.
Yes, my sonar is activated.
Well,
Finley closes his eyes.
Fuck me, man.
Finley is trying to get in touch with the natural world around him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm staring at the handiwork on this door. This is nice. It's nice craftsmanship.
The door slides open, and this hall.
I'll take 10.
That's not a thing in this system.
Damn it.
Almost, I'm going to say you can see this whole hall, because there is a set of dim lighting coming from right up here. There's a dim blue light leaking from this corridor that allows Daka to extend the range of his vision so he can see the whole length of the hallway.
Mm.
The hallway is scuffed horribly. The floor has clearly seen a lot of objects moving over it, a lot of people walking through this area. The walls in here are about 100 foot high and seem to come to an archway.
Wow.
Yeah, we're talking that Lord of the Rings Mines of Moria level shit going
This
on.
place
Yeah.
used to be a kitchen.
From what you read, yes.
I mean,
You are getting some rank smell here, guys. You are all overwhelmed. I mean, you're smelling like chemicals, dead bodies, refuse, body odor. It is all hitting you from every direction. It is disgusting.
Goblins, basically.
Pretty much.
Like, is it debilitating, disgusting, or?
I mean, you're not like vomiting on the floor, but you know, it's bad.
Okay. I was checking my spells real quick to see if I have anything.
I mean,
I don't think there is a smell defeating based spell.
Well, I mean,
Some sort of
you know,
air bubble spell that provides you with. You could cast water breathing on yourself and then put your head in a bucket of water.
Yep.
so I wonder how would you guys feel about me casting Pass Without Trace?
Oh, look at this motherfucker right here.
Oh,
You
You mean
wait.
as a player, as a character, that sounds good. However, it's also worth pointing out that I don't know if I'm wearing plate mail, and that always gives us disadvantage on anything related to stealth.
It's not advantage. It's a plus
It's
10.
it's a plus 10 bonus. It's a dex.
You also
Okay.
can't be tracked by non-magical means.
It's
Right.
also worth pointing out we're 3,000 points away from the next level.
That's true.
well, there's a thing too.
Finley says in character, "Should I cast Pass Without a Trace? Should I cast Pass Without a Trace?" And Kelly turns and says, "No, we must kill.
Yeah.
Bring them to us."
I would think the dwarf would say that.
thirsty.
But well, so here's the thing: even if we do cast Pass Without Trace, if they're traps and we step on them, it doesn't fucking matter.
True.
We're still gonna set them off. So I think you should save it for when we're actually trying to. We
Okay,
actually
that's
did. We actively need to be stealthy. I mean, we can be cautious here, but being stealthy is not going to stop us from setting stuff off.
fine. Right.
So I
Just
don't think
a
it's a.
I
don't
have a class skill that merge with stone. Is that only for me or is that for party?
Should say if it's class feature, it's
let me
probably
look.
just you.
Are you sure it's a class feature? It's not class, right? It's your
Racial.
racial.
If it's racial, it's probably just you.
Merge with stone. You can pass. Oh no, it says you can cast pass without a trace. You can cast it.
Okay, so
Just
I can
for-
cast it for free, just so we know that.
Yes, because you are a Earth Genasi. Yep.
Yeah,
No material component needed. So
good to know.
I still think we should save it. I don't think there's an advantage to doing it right now.
But it saves Spooty a spell slot.
If
yeah.
we do need to do
If
it.
we do need this,
So you guys quietly have this debate between your characters
Mhm.
as you gaze into the room.
Well, if Finley says those words, I'm like, I can just do that. I'm made of stone.
They're very handy.
I've got two.
I'm just gonna start making my way forward because the dwarf's impatient and wants to just go.
Making my way downtown.
So I'm just gonna
Sure. Show me where you go.
just start walking in. I'm not gonna like charge forward. I'm gonna be looking at the floor
Mhm.
because we know there's been traps before.
Yeah.
Just if there's a trip, and I'm looking for tripwires or maybe a plate that looks different or something, but
Absolutely.
Yeah,
still advancing forward.
Understood.
I
Your 7
will-
perception stands.
I mean, I do still have danger sense. So if it's,
I
something, if
agree.
it's something I could see,
Yeah.
then. But,
and you have that +3 from me if you stay within my little bubble of joy.
all right. So let's just say we're advancing forward. I mean, I don't,
Sure.
what else we're gonna
Tell
do?
me where you want to go.
Keep moving.
I want to get up to here and see what's behind there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty much what I'm doing. I just didn't want to go in one massive move.
Sure. Agram, when you get this far, let's have you stop there.
Okay.
And I want to see where everybody else is by the time you get there. Once that fountain comes into view.
So it'd be like,
So, you can see that this hallway right here, not the walls around it, 100 feet tall, but the entranceway to this is only 30 feet tall. Thanks for those bits, Spooty McTootie.
Always.
Yeah.
I'm not bribing you. No quid pro quo.
All you have to do is ask me for a favor.
Take my
man.
single dollar. 100's a dollar, right?
Only 30 foot tall. The floor is inset with dwarven runes, proclaiming that this is the Hall of Knowledge. There's a fountain here from which water sprouts from the top. It's a simple basin, it just comes up, goes down into the basin. Water looks clean, seems to be usable. While this is happening, I want to inform you all that the wall behind Gygax explodes outwardly, and 2 huge, chonky-looking hobgoblins begin advancing at high speed on the party.
Of course they do.
Allow me to show you.
How do I take back bits?
Well, you can't.
You can go to PayPal and
Oh boy, you're about to you're about to start some shit there. Don't teach him how to charge back.
All right.
get in contact with those Russian hackers again.
So, the wall explodes outwardly in what was clearly like some paper mache plaster of Paris shit. These guys just tear through it and advance on Gygax. So they're gonna get a surprise round. Let's go ahead and
Hey,
don't stand so.
drummer, I can't wait for 7 because I get advantage on initiative again.
Well,
I miss it. The one thing I miss.
Jesus.
slowest person on the face of the planet.
I've got -1 to initiative because Dex is my lowest stat.
Look, man, my Friday game, I had to roll for. We had 3 things to combat. I rolled a 3, and a 5. I think. I'm just like, fuck. Every time.
All right. Give me a second while I have these dudes do their thing. They're going to engage thusly. One of them's going to try to get up there. I know it looks like they're huge dudes in heavy armor with giant maces as their token. That's not true. These guys are basically almost completely nude in very soiled loincloths that I'm not talking like one little dangly thing between them. I'm talking like someone wrapped a diaper around these guys 7 or 8 times.
Like they've been in this wall for months.
Oh my god, they're sumo hobgoblins.
Yeah, sumo
Not as-
hobgoblins is a
not
pretty
as-
good indicator.
Okay.
No, you know what it was? They were hanging out in this wall. You know, they were cooking some beaver meat, and they're just like, all right, let's sumo.
What is
People will understand that reference if they know what it is, but
what is Gygax's armor class?
hang on, that's a good question. I think it's like 14, but let me check.
He's about to get rolled. Working together, the first one hits him. Oh, sorry. The first one hits him for 18 points of damage.
His AC is 11.
Yes, he will be
Sorry.
completely demolished. I think he has 1 hit point right now.
No, he has 19.
Because
He has 1 hit
him.
point. He has 1. You just took 18 points of damage from one guy.
Oh, okay, I get you.
The second guy from the south rolls in, and Gygax is completely annihilated. I mean, he's going to take...
All right.
Yeah, so the 2 of these guys burst out and begin just, like, ripping Gygax apart. They're what we would call absolute units. They have very clearly defined musculature and veins. They seem surprised when Gygax like fades into golden dust when they attack, but they turn to face the rest of the party. Agrim, you're up first.
All right, hammer out. Agrim's gonna rage, and then he's just gonna charge straight in and start to smack some bitches. So I'm gonna charge in right here,
Very well.
and I'm going to reckless attack the guy to my 6 o'clock.
Wow.
So here's the first one, 23 for 16,
Yeah,
and
that
then
will absolutely hit.
and here's the second one. Jesus Christ, 30.
Yeah, these are some
17.
solid hits. These easily connect with their frail, armorless bodies. The guy takes 33 points of damage and seems to be just like, "Argh! Ah! Ah!"
And that'll be my turn.
Oh, Finley, you were going before these chunky boys.
Yeah, my teammates kind of pounced up on them.
You know what this calls for? Acid splash.
Well,
Lightning
you know,
bolt.
I was
Lightning
gonna
bolt,
call-
lightning
I
bolt,
was
lightning
gonna
bolt.
Call down some lightning, but I would.
There's no way you
No.
can call lightning in this hallway.
Even
Why?
if you could,
Call
there's a way
lightning
you could
requires
do
you to have enough space to start the spell.
I thought there was like.
You have one that
It's
you
not wide
can
enough.
do and one
Tall
that you
enough.
can't.
It's tall enough. It's not wide
Oh,
enough.
it's not wide enough. Yeah,
Yes.
Don't you have another one though that doesn't have a size requirement?
I have Sleet Storm, but that doesn't really do damage. It makes them fall prone.
I mean, that would give us all advantage on attacking them.
Well, unless you fall prone too.
That's true.
So
Sure.
when you
Also,
enter
I think
the
Finley,
spell-
I think your health is fucked up, by the way, Spootnik.
It's
Why?
just that you have your health at 25 from when I'll get it set for you. You're 39.
What?
39.
I have it set at 39.
Right.
You have a 39 or 25.
Your
is the other
maximum
side.
was 25. It's fine. I fixed it.
Oh, whoops. Okay, yeah, I forgot to change it back
You're good.
after I got
Yeah,
here.
because you got your permanent HP loss. Yeah. What do you want to do here, Finn?
Well, shit.
Finley's encountering what we
there.
call analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
It's where you have a lot of options, specifically spells, and you
At
don't know
least
which
he's
one
not
to do.
playing a wizard.
A Batman
No.
wizard at that. That's how you get
Um,
analysis paralysis.
I'm just gonna turn into a fucking bear.
Yeah, that's the one that I
Yeah.
want. Finley rage shifts into a bear. Whoop, 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 whoop.
That's okay. So I'm Bear Boy, and I come here, and I will go after this boy here with my first attack.
Understood.
Will be I will bite his booty.
Finley
So-
bear bottom booty biting.
Bite that diaper.
Oh,
Yeah, you
yeah.
get a face full of something you don't want.
Mouthful of diaper.
That should be +7, right? So
For being a cave bear, I think so.
yeah.
You should be able to set up on your sheet an attack.
Then there's another sheet that you'll need. 'Cause it changes everything.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. So 16 plus 7, so 23.
It's like a cave bear or something, right, Arthur?
Yep, I'm getting the stats for it.
And let's see. So that is
And then you had multi-attack, so you had
1d8 plus 5.
Yep.
that seems.
Don't stand so.
Oh no, I can't see that because I don't have the monster manual.
Okay, I think I sent it to Finley last week in
I can
Discord.
see it.
Wow. Okay. So
Yep.
that's
Minimal possible damage. Sorry, which one you were hitting? The one that Agram attacked?
yeah. This one here.
Very well.
Now I'm going to swipe at this guy.
Very well. Look at this guy splitting his attacks, trying to gain all that bear focus. I can hardly
15?
bear it. 15 will barely connect.
Haha.
When you get that swipe on this fellow, he almost manages to hold his arm against your claw until you get that grindy noise. Nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
You hit some bone.
I hit him for 13,
Okay.
and I'm good.
As you do so, Finley, you watch as both of their wounds begin to seal up before you.
All right, Callie, get in here with that fucking flaming longsword.
I still haven't turned around because I rolled a 1.
Turn around. What
If
is
you
your?
roll a 1, you'll be very lost and you'll never get a turn.
That's true. What's your AC as a bear, Finley?
12.
You're in for the death train right here, my friend.
Well, make sure you take note of what your new health is, though, Spoody, because your
Yeah,
new health
that's
should be
42.
bigger. So.
health is
First attack
42.
hits you for 10.
Okay.
Second attack hits you for 7.
Right, so 42 minus 17.
25.
Next attack hits you for 9. The top one also attacks Bear Finley. 2 hits. First one hits for 7. Second attack hits for 7.
Okay. I'm still a bear.
These guys are
Barely.
they are biting you. They are trying to like torsionally rip your arms off of your body, stomping, kicking, rolling on top of you.
Bunch of assholes.
I
Even though-
growl and exhale forcefully out of my bare nostril, flinging blood and snot in their direction.
I feel like they might spit
You
some
do
blood
that.
up at you. Yeah. It's get real savage in here, super primal. Daka, you have not been touched in this fight yet, but it has been fucking unbelievable.
There's been some oily men bumping up against your back, though.
They're covered in that dank chemical.
So are their wounds healed? Or
They are
like, started-
healing. Not fully healed, but they're beginning to reseal themselves.
They're like fucking trolls or something.
All right. I'm gonna look at this man and send him the most nasty dream he's ever had.
Are you casting Phantasmal Force?
Yeah.
Tell me what the dream is.
Oh, he's standing up in front of a crowd of people making a speech, but he doesn't have his nappy on.
If he looks like right beside Finley, like the bear Finley, he sees a gigantic, just like flame creature coming after him.
Valgora.
Like
Oh, it's
burst-
a Balrog.
like-
Yep, it's
like
a Balrog.
bursting, like this 10-foot cube, so like a large creature bursts through the floor, like lava, like crawls up and starts attacking him.
It includes sound, temperature, and other stimuli. So
does
he
get-
has to make an intelligence saving throw.
Yep, a 14.
He treats it as real and rationalizes any illogical outcomes. Excellent, excellent.
I will wrestle this creature.
Phantasm. Okay. And it deals psychic damage. So what is the... ooh, shit. He's...
14.
Yep, he needs to
14
roll huge on this. Nope, he got a 0.
Whoa.
This guy's head. The rest of you have no idea what's going on. except for Daka. This guy's head suddenly whips to the side, and he begins screaming, going, "Ah!" He starts clawing at the air instead of attacking Finley, and you guys are just like, "What is happening?"
And I just yeah. Or
Like
I
urine
say,
begins leaking down his leg. It's fucking unreal.
I just say out loud, target the other one. This one's out of commission for now.
So as far as he's concerned, the Balrog type, I think in D&D it's not called a Balrog, it's called a Balgora. But yeah, takes up this space. A creature of shadow and flame just appears.
A phantasm to creators appear as fire or lava can burn the target.
Yes.
So
Still does psychic damage though.
yeah, but does he like?
Psycho.
He believes he's on fire.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So you might panic.
But he is not actually physically on fire. Kelly.
What's the red circle again, sir?
That is the illusion that he believes to be there. If you start entering in that area, it can begin to mess with his perception of you.
Yeah, I got you.
He has to start rationalizing
okay.
things.
So I turn around finally, and I'm like, "Oh, there's people attacking us." So
You let your
go-
non-existent dragonborn hair go in the wind, and you're like, "Oh, I guess it's time for
What's
me
all this
to
noise,
appear."
then? What's this
Yeah.
one?
You step up, 1 foot on a rock.
Yep, that's me. So I slide into this guy's DMs with my greatsword, Arthur Perkins.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. I mean, there is a serious look of fear as you approach him with a flaming sword.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, that's sumo. Yeah, 13.
Yeah, he's screaming in pain when you hit him with that flaming boy.
Well, if he's screaming in pain, I'll smite with a level 1 spell.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's 2d8, I believe. No, 1d8. Is it 2
No,
or
it's
1?
2. Starts at 2. Okay.
For an extra 5.
Yep. What do you want to do now?
Well, since he's not dead, I'll do it again.
Very well. Yep. Still up. Still screaming in pain.
Yeah, I'll roll another smite at level 1
Look at
for
this
13.
incredible investment. What a value. Yeah. This one went from eating Finley's bear form to being like ah. Ingram.
Then I will also go into tunnel fighter mode.
Very well. Agrim, before your turn, another wall breaks down.
All right.
Turn around. There's more oily guys behind you now. And their diapers are dragging on the ground. You don't know why.
Wow. I made that.
Ow.
Listen, together we made that really weird.
Uh,
That was way much. I'm getting there. Unluck. I'm not making mistakes, I swear.
This is Arthur's answer to 3000 XP, please.
All about it.
Okay, join the
Initiative?
order at number 5.
Still faster than Kelly, not surprising.
The wall bursts down, and you see that a number of goblins were hiding behind it. And are now coming, like crossbow in one hand, scimitar in the other hand, advancing upon you. Igrim, what do you want to do?
How badly fucked up does the guy to my 6 o'clock look? I mean, I've hit him. The bears hit him.
Yeah, he looks pretty bad.
All right.
He's filled with fear as much as the other one who was literally looking at the thing it fears.
Well, he might be filled with fear. I'm gonna try and fill his head with my mace. So I'm gonna.
Wow. First off, it's a hammer, not a mace, but sure.
I mean, same family. But I'm going to reckless attack him. 29 for 18.
Yeah, he's completely dead.
Okay, and then I'll hit the.
His body immolates and crisps away into a pile of ash as he dies.
All right, I'm gonna hit.
I regret the nappy.
I'm
Too much oil.
gonna hit the other one. So there's a critical.
Yeah.
12 and then 9.
That
So-
looks like 21.
I would like to smite his attack, please.
No.
No, okay,
Right.
fair enough.
That would be a cool ability, though, if you could put your hand on your shoulder and be like, I'm going to channel my smite through him.
Yeah,
You have
just, like,
become an
smite
instrument
through
of
him.
God!
That would be great if like I could throw the hammer. Like he could touch the hammer and then I could throw it. But yeah, so
Yeah, you're Iron Man. I'm Thor. You know.
I think
you can
I'm
use the
really
hammer.
more Thor at the moment with the returning hammer. All right, so
Silent Bob is an instrument of God? No, the jackass just blesses his clubs.
So is this guy still feared or like what
Yes,
is his?
he is still feared.
So is he able?
It's a concentration spell from Daka. He can still act and do stuff.
So can he can still attack me?
Yes.
While he's
As
feared.
far as you know, he still seems to be capable of physical motion.
If the thing can attack, like cause him damage, though, I think he's more apt to attack that.
All right. Well, that's fine. Okay, so I'll just stay where I am then.
Okay? Finley.
Yep, I'm gonna crash down on that boy with my claws.
Yeah, tell me more.
Hey.
Oh shit, what was that?
That's a solid.
2d6. Where is it? 2d6 plus 5.
It's only +5 for the attack.
So that's
Fine.
11.
The bite's plus
Yep,
5.
yep.
The claws are plus.
No, claws are plus 5. Bite is 2d8. 1d8 plus 5.
Yeah.
Why are you
Yeah.
attacking at +7 if your damage is +5?
It's just
I
what
don't
it
know,
says on the
because
sheet.
That's what it says on
That's
the
what
sheet.
cave bears do, man.
Yeah, it's plus 7 to
Okay.
hit, but plus 5 to damage.
That's how it works.
So are his guts leaking out?
No, he's good.
Oh, okay. Well
Yeah,
then.
no gut leaking yet.
Yeah, he hasn't had
He's just peeing himself.
50 points of hammer.
So,
I mean,
that will hit.
one.
That
And
+7 is real
claws
nice.
again for another 10.
Yes.
And I blow
Another one.
more snot and blood onto him.
How many? What, at your stage right now? How many shape shiftings have you got in your character?
Should have 2 more, right?
I think
Like-
2 more.
So you have 3 in total.
I think.
so.
Is that right?
I think so. I can't look at your sheet to tell, but
Yeah, let me take a look here. I got the circles up, so
So he disengages, which only matters for
triggers
the
my
first
timbers. Oh
5.
wait, no, he's not against me. Yeah, okay.
He will pass through your area in the process.
Okay.
So you have Tunnel Fighter and Sentinel up right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you still can take an attack on him as a reaction.
Can I take
and
an
even-
attack
No,
on him?
when he disengages, you
Oh, he
don't get
disengaged.
that.
Sorry.
Yes.
So even if I don't hit him with Sentinel, I think he stops.
No, you have to hit with the attack.
yeah, you have to hit
Okay.
him.
No
Yes.
problem.
Nice.
He is stopped in place. And he's already committed everything he has to this, so he's not going anywhere. Now he's actually on fire. He doesn't know that there's a difference. Daka.
Can I smite through that?
No. It's because I don't think it doesn't count as an attack action. It just counts as a reaction.
Yes, it has to be. Well, let's look. Let's double check.
I believe. I don't.
I
I've
don't
not
think
read
so,
about it.
but we have access to a book, and we also have access to D&D Beyond.
What a great resource D&D Beyond is. I highly recommend
When
it.
you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, which you just did, you can expend a paladin spell. Please do so if you would like to.
I will. I will do another first level.
Very well.
By the way, Spooty, in case you didn't know, you can use your you can use your you can use a bonus action to regain 1d8 worth of hit points in bear form, but you use a spell slot.
What spell slot?
Any.
So if I use a higher spell slot, is that more than 1d8?
I don't know. It just says combat wild shape. That's what I'm looking at here. Let me take a look, see if it gets better though.
Daka, please roll your continuing...
It says regain 1d8 HP per level of the spell slot expended.
Oh, per level. Okay. So if you use a second level, you get 2d8.
Or a third level, I get.
Correct.
Yeah. 3d8. Yeah. But you use your bonus action to do it as well. So
Daka, can you roll your continuing psychic for your 1d6?
Does that count as my action?
No.
Okay.
Just maintaining
No,
concentration.
you're just maintaining it. I mean, it just happens on your turn, I believe.
It's additional damage, right?
Each round on your turn, Phantasmal can deal 1d6 damage. Yeah. It just happens. 1d6 Phantasmal damage. Psychic, sorry. 1. What would you like to do? It's your turn. This guy was going past you until Kelly got him all tripped up. I mean, I don't know what Sentinel looks like here, but I'm assuming that there's some shoving, some off-balancing.
I like the idea that Sentinel is actually just me grabbing him by by like his waistband and just
Get
like,
over here!
just pulling him back and just like hitting him with the sword, sort of thing. You know, like. I mean, Sentinel to me is very like almost like a grapple, but like not a grapple, kind of almost just like a.
You know how you're stopping him, right? Like, I imagine you grab him and then you hit him with the pommel to just stun him for just a second to make him stop moving.
Or either that, or it's like an ankle tap or something like that. Like I just kick him in the ankles when he's running past or something, you know. So it's something super physical though, for sure. Yeah.
What do you got for me, Daka?
Gonna hold action shatter until someone comes out of here, or enough people come out of here to make it worth it.
Overwatch.
Shatter is a 10-foot radius.
Okay, well. I mean,
Hot damn. They're just all like, all right, guys, don't get hit by a magical AoE spell.
Yeah.
This is why you always maintain your spacing, so one mortar doesn't kill the whole squad.
Yeah. I mean, you tell me where you want to put the shatter when they're in this position. This is halfway through their move.
Yeah, you can drop a circle.
I mean, you can just click anywhere. It's 10 foot, so I'll know where you mean.
Well, you got the templates.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna catch those 8 people. Got it. Show me the spell description so I know what to roll. Constitution save for 8 gobos.
Half on a save.
I mean, half on that much damage is still enough to kill them, so there's no point to making a save. You kill all of them.
Nice.
Which one of them is?
Doc is swinging that big dick around.
Tell me what it looks like when you explode the middle of their formation. So they're all running out as close to the ground as possible, you know, trying to minimize their size. They are screaming, however, in order to attract your attention. They're Kool-Aid manning, so they're pushing like paper mache and dust in front of them.
Yeah, the 2 guys here, there wasn't a little purple sphere in the air, and then the people behind them saw it, and then all of a sudden just went like.
All the rest of these guys are gonna open fire with light crossbows on Daka.
All
right. Wow, what a incredibly underwhelming amount.
Oh boy.
Tell me about your AC.
12 right now.
1.
Do I get a
2,
DC boost for the sphere of protection?
No, it's just saving throws. Mm-hmm.
Don't you have a ring of protection? Do you have that factored in?
No, I don't have
Nope.
any ring of protection.
I
tried to attune it, but
Oh, that's right, because your daughter.
You take 17 points of damage over 3 hits, so I'm going to need you to make 3 Constitution saving throws versus 10 to maintain your fire demon.
That you do get a +4.
Yes. Yeah, you get hit. I mean, you're not getting Boromired, right? You're not like getting solidly shot in the chest, but the effort of having to dodge these arrows, you're like, is starting to wear you down. Kelly, I mean, a whole bunch of goblins just exploded outwardly, attracting your attention to a threat from behind.
That's why Agrim became barbarian, as he was tired of getting Boromired.
I'm gonna go there
Okay.
to give cover to my good friend Mr. Daka Pincushion Muhammad. Yeah, and then I'm going to slap and tickle this man with my sword.
Sure.
Oof.
Nope.
Oof.
You end up dealing. Oh, sorry. Nope. So you wait for it. You wait for the sick embrace of the flame of your weapon to entangle itself against you, and it doesn't happen.
Cool. I'll continue beating on the man.
Very well.
That's better.
I would say so. He's looking pretty rough.
Let me just check real quick how many spells I got left.
Why not use them all? You won't need any more spells. This is probably the only fight on the whole level.
He's pretty stuck here, so I'm going to not use it, but I will cast Tunnel Fighter here.
Very well. Agram Iron Fury.
All right, Agram smash.
Yeah.
So reckless attack again, because why not? So 29 for 14.
Yep. He's dead.
No, he's dead.
You smash him from behind. He falls to the ground, and you can see where the flame has licked him. It begins consuming his whole body until he just evaporates into a pile of ash.
All right. And then I believe, let me double check my range real quick. I believe those guys might just be in range for me to throw a hammer at them.
Huck a hammer?
He's 60 feet away.
Yeah, I think my range on the hammer is 60 feet. No, I don't look at my ranger. Sorry, I'm double checking. It is.
You can throw a hammer as far as you can shoot a longbow. I love it.
60 feet. It's max range.
Damn.
Well,
that's max range. Okay.
Yeah, that's a disadvantage.
Well, but it's a normal because I have advantage on attacks with reckless attack.
Yes.
So I'll be throwing it normal. So yeah, I'm gonna, after I hit that guy, I'm then gonna throw and hit that guy right there. So, sorry, here.
Yep.
Come on, 19. So
And that was this guy right here?
yeah.
He's dead.
All right. And that'll be that's all I'm doing. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move. I can move up a little bit. I'm gonna move up to. Now, this illusion thing. Can I move through that?
Yes. You don't know it's there.
Okay, so I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move up to.
It's also no longer relevant.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna move up to say about here, just to stay in the circle.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right, I'm done.
Finley.
Yeah, so first things first, as a bonus action, I'm going to, as a third level spell slot, get some HP
So
back.
it's worth pointing out, Spoody, like if you leave shape, you can go back into and get all that health back.
Yeah, that might be actually a better way of doing it.
That takes actions though.
Yeah.
Or no, he can do it as a bonus action because he's high enough level
he has
now.
to leave and then come back into it though.
What I'm saying is, if he goes out of shape when in the next turn, he can go back into it for a bonus action.
I'll admit
right?
it's very easy to go out of shape. Getting back into shape just takes more than just a bonus action. I'm sure.
Just for right now, since we have active enemies on the board, I'm going to roll 3d8.
Very well.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so for those keeping score, that means I'm up to 16.
What does it look like when you expend a spell in this way? Do like spectral butterflies and leaves begin to grow on your body?
Yeah, well, it's more, kind of what we saw the other guys doing, like wounds start to sort of close up. I'm no longer actively sprouting blood everywhere.
Yeah,
Right?
You
that's
two
solid.
have your
And I do that thing that like dogs do where it looks when they put their front paws out and then stretch out their entire
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
with your luscious ass mane
That's
blowing
right.
in a small gust.
Just
And I
in
come
slow
back up
motion
and I
as he's
do
doing
that
that.
shaky thing with my head.
I think we
Yeah.
just
And then I
discovered
kinda-
Spootnik's persona.
That's right. And I put my head down. I look towards
Sonalar!
the goblin.
Sonalar!
Of course, I'm Laura.
You gotta say it one more time to bring him out.
Please
you gotta
don't.
say Zonalar 3 times.
Zonalar. Degenerate.
Yeah.
And I move 40 feet here.
Yeah, you rush around your
front.
companions, shouldering
Yeah.
them aside to charge toward the goblin horde. Speaking
Oh
of
man,
goblin
you
horde,
just stopped and let me jump on your back.
Daka Zilvia, what do you want to do, G?
Shadow.
I don't have another shatter, but I do have
Oh,
a
okay.
thunderclap.
Thunderclap.
Thunderclap is Is it 5 foot diameter or 5 foot radius?
I
Let me
think it's
check.
5-foot radius.
It's not in the fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah, just check D&D Beyond. Thunderclap, yeah?
Yep.
Thunderclap. All right. Create a burst of thunderous sound. So 5 foot.
Yes.
It just says 5 foot, so I assume just one square.
Okay.
Oh, it's also worth pointing out, Spooty, if you go into bear form, you don't have dark vision anymore.
Okay, because it's dim lighting down here.
I know, but I'm just letting you know for future.
If it's only if Thunderclap is only a single square, I'm gonna.
Yeah, well, it's weird because it says each creature within range other than you must succeed on a constant saving throw or take 1d6 thunder damage.
How does a cave bear not have
Yeah, that sounds pretty weird. I'm gonna go look that
night
up.
vision?
Well, no. You don't get the stuff from your class. So if you have vision stuff from your class,
Right.
you take whatever the animal has over
Cave bears
what.
do have
bears-
dark vision.
Yeah, cave bears have dark vision.
Yeah.
So if you, for example, go as an like I don't know, an eagle or you turn into some blind creature, you'll be
Right.
blind. You know, so yeah.
Well, that would be a pretty dumb move. I changed it to a blind rat. What?
Well, there are times where, like, if you change it to like a bat, like it could be advantageous. It really comes down to how the GM lets you.
Bats certainly are
advantage
not
of it.
blind.
Well, no, I know. I'm just saying.
Look at this motherfucker. Why are you trying to put a Santa hat on me?
There was one where it like literally puts a finger in your mouth, like.
Don't even.
I don't need. What the fuck are you guys doing?
Then Twitch chat.
No.
Daka, we're getting so distracted here. What do we want to do?
I'm looking through the comment section on D&D Beyond because people are also confused whether it's 5 foot radius or.
Yeah,
5
because
foot
it says
long.
range area 5 feet, but the way it describes it's each creature within range. So it's like, well,
What spell are we talking about?
thunderclap.
Thunderclap.
There it is. I posted it in roll 20.
ST. I got Thunder Wave. Is that what we're talking about?
No, I posted it in roll 20.
Yeah, that's not in the base handbook. Must be a.
I was able to pull it up. It's something you have access to because I was able to
Yep.
pull it up.
Yeah, it's from Elemental Evil. Each creature within range other than you must succeed. I would assume you cast it at a corner and everything within 5 feet of that. So, like, it will create a square of 5 feet.
Okay, so what?
That would be
15
my
foot
call.
across.
No, just 5 foot across, 10 foot across. Let me show you.
Can you put that in the middle of 4 people?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. There's no square of 4 people here, but
So you could, for example, put it like right there.
no, not like that. It would be
Yeah.
like this, right? So it's a square of 5 feet, right? You cast it at the center point and everything within 5 feet of it.
So
Not a
it's okay,
15-foot cube. It would be a 10-foot cube.
There's just some weird shit in the comment section
Yeah.
saying like it's within 5 feet of me, so it's a
No,
self.
it says within 100 feet. So, look, you cast it on a center point. I mean, this is
Yeah.
classic D&D stuff. You cast it on a center point. Anything within 5 feet of that point gets hit. It's a 10-foot cube.
All right, let's do that then.
Yep. Where do you want to cast it?
Within 3 people.
Okay.
getting
Yep.
hit.
That'll hit 3 of them.
It's a 14 save for 5 thunder damage.
What
or
type of
nothing.
save?
Well, it's
Con save.
well, you're casting it at but it says at 5th level it's 2d6.
Yeah, that's what I rolled.
Yep. He did.
4 and a 1.
Just bad. All of them fail.
So
All
they
of
all
them take 5
damage.
points of damage. They are not looking good. Got anything else?
Nope, that's it. That's my action.
Well, that is not the correct number. And there we go.
Wait. Why can you only move that far, Henley? I thought you could move a lot further than that.
Only got 40-foot range.
Really? Huh.
Here's a
Okay.
slow, I guess.
The 3 people who you thunderclapped all began running away screaming. and fire crossbows over their shoulder at disadvantage.
At who?
That boy Daka.
He would also get an AC bonus, right? Because oh, they don't do that in this game, do they?
No, you don't. You aren't acting as cover. However, that is going to hit the first shot.
So I'm like standing there trying to like get these arrows to hit me, and then one just goes straight into your shoulder.
I mean, we've all seen the GIF of how big a 5-foot square is, right? I mean,
yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
It's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
You take 3 points of damage. The rest of them miss. These other guys are all going to charge, stowing their light crossbows on their belts and entering into that melee combat using scimitars.
All right, Finley. Grim and Barrett.
I'm gonna do it.
Only one hit? Holy shit.
That's pretty bad. 5 points of damage, and this guy has almost broke his weapon. He hits Finley with the flat of the blade, and you hear a creaking noise, and you see a little chip form laterally on the blade, and you're thinking, you hit it like that again, it's bad. Kelly.
Oh shit, I'm up? Okay. These guys running away. I wonder if I can get them with anything. Yes, I can.
I can get him too, I think. They're still within 100 feet.
Kelly casts a boomerang sword.
No, Arthur Perkins.
Yeah.
I want to do my breath weapon.
Oh shit! What is it? 60 feet?
I think so. I'm just checking right now.
Yep, that'll get those 3 guys.
Zippity zappity, get the fuck back.
It's 5 times 30 foot. Yeah, so no, it's not 60, it's 30. So where
Yeah,
does
you
that
get
put
this
me?
guy. I mean, if
so
you can
I'm
make
gonna-
one more step, you could hit all of them in a line.
One more step?
To here.
I can. Yes,
Yeah.
I can.
Then you can hit
100%.
all of these guys.
All the guys in front of Spooty?
Yes.
Yeah, I might do that. That'll free Spooty up to chase some goobers down.
I've also got 100-foot range clap, so my booty clap is strong.
Okay, so deck save is... What's our proficiency these days? It's 4, right?
Our proficiency right now is 4, yeah.
So it's 8 plus con plus proficiency. So my
Proficiency
con...
is 3 at level 6.
Oh, 3, sorry, okay.
It's 4 at level 7, I think.
That's me.
Okay, so okay, so 14 is the deck save.
Okay.
Wait, is it a deck save? Yeah,
I
is it-
believe it's Dex. I think it is.
Yes, it's a deck save, yep. And then it's 2d6 and it's half on failed. Half on passed, so.
Yep.
Okay, so the damage is 3d6 now because I'm level 6. So. Okay. So they take 6 and 12.
And this is a blast of lightning, right? Or...
Yes, it is. Mhm.
So your lightning scatters over the fountain and then hits that door. So I haven't really described what this place is yet back here.
No.
This is a massive velvet curtain that has been hung. Your lightning...
Actually, it would only go to about there.
Okay, well then it just barely hits the electricity and it hits the pond then. Okay. 2 goblins die, shrieking in terror, clutching at their chests, entering the cardiac arrest phase. We would normally continue this combat right now, but we're at the midway point of this show. And as such, I'm on a cliffhanger the remainder of the combat until we get back. We'll be back in 8 minutes. for more.
Cliffhanger, the gruesome death of 3 more goblins.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you believe will happen. Will
Hey,
that
Twitch
actually
Prime.
happen? Twitch Prime. Thank you for
I
subscribing.
shocked,
with
I
Twitch Prime.
shocked the Twitch Prime out of him. You can thank me later.
No. We'll be back for that second half in about 8 minutes. Stick around. More of Henley dabbing, that high level content.